Vincent Higgy been seeing?
Yeah, just some minor injuries. I think Higgy's got a little bit of a groin thing going on, and Vince has got a minor lower body too. So nothing that I'm too concerned about long term, but not ready to practice today, obviously.
Coach, so Ryan Pratt playing a little wing today, different line. Can you talk about the idea behind that?
Well, again, I wouldn't read too much into the lines or where we're at right now. We want interchangeable parts, and guys are going to play with different guys as we go forward here, and different positions. And the key here is the desperation to play. Guys are going to have to be prepared to play different roles and in different spots, and to bring different things to the table if they want to be in the lineup.
Speaking of, it seems like the only line that's kind of set is the top line of Weiss, Booth, and Frolik. Talk a little bit more about bumping guys up to the second scoring line. And,
well, we're going to move guys around until we find the right combinations. I don't think that I've ever been married to combinations unless they're dominant, and my feeling on that is they usually dominate for spurts, but eventually you have to shake almost every combination up. So we're starting with Weiss, Booth, and Frolik, but that's not in stone either. And any way we can create offense, we're going to do it. And I think this year we're going to have the luxury of being able to move guys up and down the lineup. We're going to have guys in our fourth line that can jump up and grab a second line job on a night if someone's not getting the job done.
With the competition you've got in the different positions, would you have liked to have had this third preseason game tonight? Now you've only got the two left.
I think it would have been nice. Obviously, we only had 7 scheduled, which is I thought a perfect number. Is 6 enough? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say last year it was too many, this year it's not enough. We'll take this year's schedule any day, even with the cancellation. And we had a good practice today. Got to work on some stuff, and we'll get ready for the Tampa games.
Back to the Rhino. Does that say something good about Santorelli? Like maybe, hey, you want to squeeze a spot for him?
Well, he's definitely challenging for a job. There's no doubt about it. He had a real good preseason so far, and he deserves to be continued to look at based on his play. So, I would say you're probably reading that the right way.
And how tough is it for the guy who's played in Santa most of his career to shift? What kind of tough move is it?
But I think you have to have that versatility. I think Rhino's a smart player. I think he just wants to play regardless of the position. I think if you ask these guys, it's not as much about position as it is about actually getting minutes. So, but again, it's going to be you're going to earn your minutes this year here.
What have you liked about Santorelli this camp?
He's got speed. He's got some offensive touch. He's got a lot of enthusiasm. He's got lively legs. He gets in on. He plays the way we want to play, which is hard on the forecheck and closing on people quickly. And he's also shown a knack to create some offense. He's found a way, even in some of the tougher buildings, to create a couple chances a night, and that's what we need out of our depth players.
He had a strong camp last year. Nashville made the team, and then for whatever reason didn't do a whole lot. Got sent back to the minors. Is that any of a concern when it comes to judging what he's done this camp?
No, I don't think so. I don't read anything into that. I think it's a learning process for a young guy. The first step is having good camps, and the second step is sustaining that and carrying it into the season. So, hopefully he learned that lesson last year, and he won't have that fall off.
Pete, I guess we can talk since the recent 7 cuts. Can you talk about some of those guys and what you hope for in the future? Plant, Grant, Dodinov, score.
Yeah, I think those young guys showed well, but I think they also made it easy on us. The guys who were supposed to score in that group, the Dadonovs, the Repics, didn't and didn't create scoring chances. So, they really were easy decisions, and that's nothing against those kids, but that's a lesson for them that you've got to come to camp and be prepared to beat somebody else. I think as a group there, they didn't. I thought Mike Duco did everything he could to try and make this team, but he was fighting with some pretty deep lineup up here for the role he's going to play. So I thought it was a good camp by a lot of those kids, but the guys that made it tough on us are still here.
If you look at that type of play, there were a couple of fights in Montreal the other night, and you talk about Santorelli. Is that stuff could it infect other guys? Does it carry through when you have a few guys playing the right way, doing the right things?
Yeah. Well, you hope so. I mean, I think for the most part, we've got veterans here that want to play the right way. We don't have a lot of guys that I would call cheaters as far as the system goes. We have to be harder to play against. We have to be bigger. We have to be stronger. We have to be harder to play against. And we'll look at anybody that gives us those type of intangibles.